Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, it seems that there is a little bit of a beef going on right now between Sean O'Malley and Conor McGregor. Surprisingly enough, because to my understanding, I thought that like Sean O'Malley was like a huge fan of Conor McGregor and whatnot, but apparently there is some tension going on between them. We're gonna go ahead and talk about that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Sean O'Malley responded to Conor McGregor after McGregor mocked O'Malley's past drug test for ostarine with a laughing crying emoji on Twitter. Now, Sean O'Malley did talk about this in his podcast. He says that there is a study that pretty much suggests the fact that ostarine could somehow be transferred through sweat.
Couple years ago, and it always drove me crazy anytime people would bring it up, because like, you did steroids. I didn't do shit, fucking pussies. And I remember when it happened, my levels were so low, the scientists were like, I mean, it has to be a tainted supplement. But we tested all those supplements that I was taking at the time, and there was nothing in there. It was not in any of those supplements. And it was me, Tanquino, and Kyler. We all trained at the same gym, all tested, all levels so fucking low. None of us took anything. We all swore on our lives.
So there's a huge red flag right there with what just Sean O'Malley just said. He said that his test levels were so low that there's no possibility that he was ever on anything. But let me just say something very, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. When someone uses anabolic steroids or steroids, any type of steroids, it's a synthetic version of testosterone. The body's natural production of testosterone often decreases or stops. This happens because the body detects the high levels of testosterone from the steroids and signals the testes to reduce or halt the production of natural testosterone. This feedback loop is part of the body's effort to maintain a hormonal balance, but it can lead to low levels of natural testosterone, especially when steroid use is discontinued. Just want to point that out there because yes, that could definitely be a telltale sign as to why someone would think that Sean O'Malley was indeed on steroids or some sort of PED.
And I remember asking USADA and the UFC, I'm like, can it be transferred through sweat? And they said, no, not at this time. There's no studies. It's never happened. Just recently, studies came out, scientists, athletes, it happened. It happened on someone's like knee brace or knee band. Someone was sharing a knee band. They tested for ostarine and they tested the knee band, but it came back that ostarine and those kind of tainted supplements can be through sweat exchange. It fucked with me for so long. So when Jeff Nowitzki texted me the other day, he said, yo, check this out. I didn't want to look at my phone. I saw his name pop up. I had a fucking heart attack. I looked at it. He sent me the article. He said, look at this. And we know exactly who the fuck it was, or we have a good idea. Me, Tank, and Kyler all trained comp training, jiu-jitsu. These guys that they were open about it. Yeah. They were on. They took it. They take it. And I was like, bro, that was such a relief.
Now, I don't know how this is possible. If I'm just being completely honest, I don't know how exactly SARMs or a steroid could be transferred to another human being through sweat. Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense, right? I don't know where he found this study. I don't know if this study is reputable or not, but there should definitely be people out there that are calling this so-called study into question. Let's just go ahead and be honest about that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, possibly this could explain his low test failures from 2018 to 2019. Now, McGregor's tweet belittling this idea has since been deleted, but O'Malley still lashed out, criticizing McGregor's skill, cardio, mental strength, and basically just called him a bitch. Now, despite previously being a huge fan from Conor McGregor and learning from him, O'Malley's admiration was tested again by this incident. But let's go ahead and talk about this so-called study that Sean O'Malley just so happened to find, because in my opinion, I just feel like he found one particular study that wasn't controlled at all to fit his narrative, and now he's running with it. But like I said, until someone does a controlled study, then we could go ahead and pretty much give this some real attention. But until then, Sean O'Malley just needs to shut up, because anyone with common sense would know that this is just complete freaking BS. If we go ahead and read the actual study, it pretty much says that there's evidence of ostarine cross-contamination via sweat in 2 athletes sharing the same hamstring sleeve, an original situation of drug transfer where the anti-doping rule violation was suspended by the sports authority. Now, there is some key freaking flaws here, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, the limited sample size. The study is based on a single case involving 1 athlete. Let me just say that again. This study is based on a single case involving 1 freaking person. This small sample size makes it difficult to pretty much generalize the findings in other cases or to establish a broader understanding of how ostarine contamination through freaking sleeves is actually freaking possible. Now, there's a couple of other things that we could pretty much just call out on this specific study that Sean O'Malley pretty much put out there. First of all, right, they didn't do any controlled experiments. Now, without controls, you can't just pin the presence of ostarine to the hamstring sleeves. Like, there could be other sources of contamination, but they didn't rule those out at all, right? Then there's the athlete story. One story. The whole thing hinges on one person's word, and there's no independent verification on that. No witnesses, no video evidence, nothing. They make the whole conclusion, you know, kind of shaky in my opinion, right? But who am I, right? I'm just a YouTuber. But anyways, they didn't give us the nitty gritty on how they detected ostarine in the samples without detailed methodology. We can't just judge if their findings are reliable or if they can be kind of reduplicated in a sense, right? And here's the big one. The concentrations of ostarine in the sleeves are kind of all over the place. We're talking about a pretty freaking wide range, which raises, you know, serious questions about how this stuff is distributed and transferred, and they didn't do a good job at that, in my opinion, at explaining it. In short, you know, these flaws make it hard to pretty much use this study and pretty much come to a conclusion at face value. They need to do more rigorous research on this, and for Sean O'Malley to just put this out there as like a safe face is kind of BS for anyone out there that really sits down and breaks it down and literally thinks about it for a minute. This is kind of a side note, ladies and gentlemen, but in my opinion, I feel like there's a better chance of Sean O'Malley being a victim of taking a supplement that was tainted by some other thing than to him to say that, oh, I just got ostarine in my system because it was transferred through sweat.
Dietary supplements, it's on the honor system that they are following those rules and regulations. So what we're really seeing is that in a lot of those cases, they're putting in synthetic drugs, which sometimes are prescription drugs and sometimes are products that are not approved by the FDA.
Let's just say that Sean O'Malley's actually telling the truth, right? I feel like there's a better chance of him being a victim of consuming a product that was tainted by ostarine than for him to pretty much get ostarine in his system through sweat. Because obviously we just went through the study and it has some pretty big flaws that obviously are going to be called out. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys think that Conor McGregor was pretty much out of line for calling out Sean O'Malley? Do you guys believe Sean O'Malley when he says that he never took ostarine a day in his life? I want to know what you guys are thinking. Let me know down in the comments. As always, it's a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.